أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد عليه أفضل الصلاة والتسليم أما بعد. Inshallah we'll continue with Surah Younus. Last time we stopped at ayah 24, so we'll continue from ayah 25 in Surah Younus. Allah Azza wa Jal here says وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى دَارِ السَّلَامِ وَيَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. And indeed Allah calls unto people إِلَى دَارِ السَّلَامِ, to the abode of peace. What is the abode of peace? The abode of peace. The abode of peace is Jannah, is the place where and this land is this earth and this life is a trial and test, and there is ups and downs and hardships and good time. Where Jannah is the abode of peace, salam. وَيَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. And Allah is the one who guides whomever He pleases toward the straight path. And again, like Allah Azza wa Jalla in other ayat in the Quran, He says, وَمَن يَهْدِ اللَّهُ فَهُوَ الْمُهْتَدِ. Whoever Allah guides is the one who is guided. So the guidance comes from Allah Azza wa Jalla, and Allah is the one who guides whomever He pleases toward the straight path. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. For those who did righteousness and did ihsan, meaning they do good deeds and they went over and above. Basically they did taqwa, they feared Allah Azza wa Jal, they obeyed Him, they did salat, they did siyam, they did the things that they're supposed to be doing. Plus ihsan, by being good people, doing good to the people, doing good to other people, and being, and going over and above in their ibadat towards Allah Azza wa Jal. Al-husna wa ziyada. To them is al-husna. What is the husna? Is the good one, which is Jannah. And Allah Azza wa Jal was ziyada, and more, and Allah increases it more. So here is ziyada, according to the tafsir. There was a hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was asked with regard to what is ziyada, what is that extra thing that you get in Jannah. See, he said, قال الذين أحسنوا العمل في الدنيا لهم الحسنى وهي الجنة. So those who do good deeds and were good doers and were muhsineen in this life, they will get the Jannah. So the Muslims will get to Jannah, inshallah, those who are good doers. Was ziyada, and the extra, the benefit or the extra thing that you will get is nazar ilallahi ila wajhi Allah al-kareem. To be able to look at Allah Azza wa Jal and to see Him, that is ziyada. That is, it was told by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that the best reward that someone will get in Jannah is the ability to look at Allah Azza wa Jal. And that is the ziyada according to this ayah. وَلَا يَرْهَقُ وُجُوهَهُمْ قَطَرٌ وَلَا ذِلَّةٌ. And their faces, they will never feel tired. They will never feel, hardship on their face or dhilla, or you feel them like they're humiliated. You're always happy. You're always in a state of happiness in Jannah. أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. These are the companions of Jannah. In it, they are there eternally. وَالَّذِينَ كَسَبُوا السَّيِّئَاتِ جَزَاءُ سَيِّئَةٍ بِمِثْلِهَا وَتَرْهَقُهُمْ ذِلَّةٌ. Those who earned bad deeds, the reward of a bad deeds is an equal of the reward of that bad deed. So if someone does a bad deed, they will be punished or they will be accountable for that one bad deed that they've done. On the other hand, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us, the Muslims, if you do a good deed, Allah Azza wa Jal will multiply it 10 times. And He increases it more to whomever He pleases. And if you give sadaqah, charity, Allah gives you the multiplication of 700 times plus more. And Allah is the most generous and the most merciful. And then here Allah Azza wa Jalla out of His mercy says, those who do the evil deed, they will get the reward of that evil deed. So, but in the context of this ayah, meaning those who are kuffar, those who disbelieve with Allah Azza wa Jalla, because they rejected Allah Azza wa Jalla, they will earn what they deserve. And what is it? Jahannam. They will enter into hellfire. And then Allah Azza wa Jal, وَتَرْحَقُهُمْ ذِلَّةٌ. And then they will be humiliated and they will be oppressed through this humiliation in Jahannam. مَا لَهُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ عَاصِمٍ. They have no one to prevent them from Allah Azza wa Jal. كَأَنَّمَا أُغْشِيَتْ وُجُوهُهُمْ قِطْعًا مِّنَ اللَّيْلِ مُظْلِمًا. You see their faces as if they have been indulged with total darkness of the night in their faces. Their faces are so black and dark that you cannot see any light or anything shining out of them. أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. These are the companions of hellfire. In it, they stay there eternally. And then Allah Azza wa Jal here is showing us what happens on the day of resurrection when He gathers us all on the day of Qiyamah. وَيَوْمَ نَحْشُرُهُمْ جَمِيعًا. And on the day when we gather them all together, Allah Azza wa Jal, the trumpet will be blown, everybody will resurrect from their graves, and they will be coming into great numbers, and they will stand standing in front of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of Qiyamah. And then Allah Azza wa Jal said, ثُمَّ نَقُولُ لِلَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا مَكَانَكُمْ أَنْتُمْ وَشُرَكَاؤُكُمْ. And then Allah Azza wa Jal will tell those who did shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal, stay there, you and the people that you attributed as gods that you worship beside Allah Azza wa Jal. مكانكم أنتم وشركاؤكم فزيلنا بينهم وقال شركاؤهم ما كنتم إيانا تعبدون. فزيلنا بينهم مكانكم أنتم وشركاؤكم فزين أي فرقنا. Then we have divided between them. First Allah Azza wa Jal has said stay, wherever he puts them, he placed them. Then he starts make them into ranks and divide them. فَزَيَّلْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ وَقَالَ شُرَكَاؤُهُمْ مَا كُنْتُمْ إِيَّانَا تَعْبُدُونَ. And they're the ones that they attributed as partners with Allah Azza wa Jal and they used to worship. They said, مَا كُنْتُمْ, you weren't worshipping us, we didn't ask you to worship us. And then Allah Azza wa Jal, if you see in Surah Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Surah Fatir, where Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّ ذَلِكَ الْحَقٌّ تَخَاصُمُ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. It is indeed true, the fact that the people, a companion of hellfire, will be arguing and will be fighting. So they're not there and they're burning separately and they will be taken separately and they will be burned. But also on that day, it's not a fun day. They are arguing, they are fighting, they're shouting. It's not a pleasant environment. Subhanallah. May Allah save us from the punishment of hellfire. Here, ما كنتم إيانا تعبدون. You weren't worshipping us. So they're denying the fact that these people were worshipping them and attributing them as deity and lords beside Allah Azza wa Jal. So then Allah Azza wa Jal says, فَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا بَيْنَنَا. No, they will say, it is enough, it is sufficient that Allah will bear witness and testify between us and between you. إِن كُنَّا عَنْ عِبَادَتِكُمْ لَغَافِلِينَ. Indeed, we did not know that you were worshipping us. Like for example, Prophet Isa alayhi salam, some people are worshipping him right now. And he, on the day of Qiyamah, he's going to deny. He said, I didn't ask him to worship me. I had nothing to do with you. And Allah is enough to be sufficient as a witness between me and you. You weren't worshiping. And indeed, إِن كُنَّا عَنْ عِبَادَتِكُمْ لَغَافِلِينَ. And we were not aware that on the fact that you were worshiping us. هُنَالِكَ تَبْلُو كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا أَسْلَفَتْ. On that day, every soul will be rewarded what it has done before, what it has accumulated in terms of work. Did they play and did they forget about Allah Azza wa Jal? They will be forgotten in hellfire. Did they worship Allah Azza wa Jal the way He deserved to be worshipped? Then Allah Azza wa Jal will take him into Jannah. هُنَالِكَ تَبْلُو كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا أَسْلَفَتْ وَرُدُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ مَوْلَاهُمُ الْحَقِّ. And they will return to Allah, their true lords. وَضَلَّ عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَفْتَرُونَ. And everything that they falsified and fabricated in terms of worshipping towards, in terms of who they worship and the things that they said about Allah Azza wa Jal has gone astray from them. قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَمَّنْ يَمْلِكُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارِ. Say, who is the one who gives you sustenance from the heavens and from the earth? Like if we think of it today, anything that we have here, anything that we eat, anything that we do, we think, oh, we did this and oh, we did that. And indeed, we didn't do anything. It's all coming from Allah Azza wa Jal. So if Allah Azza wa Jal did not will to give us oxygen to breathe, can we live? Can we walk? Can we talk? If He didn't give us saliva, can we actually swallow the food that we're eating? So Allah Azza wa Jal says, who is the one who's going to sustain you from the heavens and from the earth? And in Surah Fatir, Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُمْسِكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ أَن تَزُولَا وَإِن زَالَتَا إِنْ أَمْسَكُهُمَا مِنْ أَحَدٍ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ. So Allah is the one who is holding the heavens and the earth from disappearing. So Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who has given us and sustaining us in rizq and in life, in sustenance and in life. أَمَّا يَمْلِكُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارِ. Or who possesses the hearing and the seeing? Allah is the one who gave us our eyes. Allah is the one who gave us our ears. وَمَنْ يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ. Who brings life from dead? Today is the summer. Soon it's going to be the fall. Or actually we're in the fall. and then the fall, all the leaves will go, and then you'll see everything is dead, all the trees are dead. And then suddenly the rain comes down from the heavens, and then in the spring, and you see all those fruits are coming out of nothing. I mean, if you look at this, the grass outside, it's dead. The rain comes down, the green lush will come back. So who brings life after death? Who brings death after life? من يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي, and bring the dead from the life. وَمَن يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرِ, and who's the one who decides all the affairs? فَسَيَقُولُونَ اللَّهُ. So you ask them, you ask everybody on earth, those who, Muslim and non-Muslim, you say, who does all this? They say, Allah. There's God. God is doing this. They all believe. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla says, فَقُلْ أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. Tell them, wouldn't you fear Allah? Wouldn't you want to obey Him and follow His commandments, so you will avoid the punishment that He's going to give you on the day of Qiyamah if you don't do so? فَذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ. Indeed, this is Him, Allah. He is your Lord, Al-Haq, the true one. فَمَاذَا بَعْدَ الْحَقِّ إِلَّا الضَّلَالُ فَأَنَّى تُصْرَفُونَ. So what is after truth except falsehood, except loss, except going astray? فَأَنَّى تُصْرَفُونَ. Can't you think? Can't you realize? Subhanallah. So Allah is the truth, anything else is falsehood. كَذَلِكَ حَقَّتْ كَلِمَةُ رَبِّكَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ فَسَقُوا أَنَّهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Indeed, this Allah Azza wa Jal, His word or His commandment, His command has been inculcated on those who fasaqu, who were rebellious and refused Allah Azza wa Jal. So therefore they will be cast in hellfire. أنهم لا يؤمنون, because they did not believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. قُلْ هَلْ مِنْ شُرَكَائِكُمْ مَن يَبْدَأُ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ يُعِيدُهُ. Ask them, among those who you partner with Allah and you worship them, is there any one of them who can start the creation and then destroy it again and start it again? يُعِيدُهُ. قُلِ اللَّهُ يَبْدَأُ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ يُعِيدُهُ. Tell them, Allah is the one who started the creation and Allah is the one who repeats it again. فَأَنَّى تُؤْفَكُونَ. Can't, why are you, what are you being indulged, and where are you going? How are you thinking through that? Subhanallah. قُلْ هَلْ مِنْ شُرَكَائِكُمْ مَن يَهْدِي إِلَى الْحَقِّ. Are your partners and the ones that you are competing with Allah Azza wa Jal, do they guide you toward the truth? قُلِ اللَّهُ يَهْدِي لِلْحَقِّ. Tell them, Allah is the one who guides toward the truth. أَفَمَن يَهْدِي إِلَى الْحَقِّ وَأَحَقُّ أَن يُتَّبَعَ أَمَّن لَا يَهِدِّي إِلَّا أَن يُهْدَى. Then Allah Azza wa Jal will ask this question. أَفَمَن يَهْدِي إِلَى الْحَقِّ. The one who guides toward the truth. أَحَقُّ أَن يُتَّبَعَ. Is he the one that is more right? Is he the one that's more righteous for you to follow? أَمَّن لَا يَهِدِّي إِلَّا أَن يُهْدَى. Except, or is it he the one who does not guide, but the fact he cannot guide unless he is guided himself? So we are all guided by Allah Azza wa Jal. How can we follow those who are guided and we don't follow the one who guides? Subhanallah. فَكَيْفَ تَحْكُمُونَ. How are you judging all of this? وَمَا يَتَّبِعُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ إِلَّا ظَنًّا. And indeed, most of them are following nothing but their thinking and their desires and their, dhan. Oh, we think, like you go talk today to a lot of people here in America. Well, I think God is this way, and I think this, and I think it's just like they're using their brain to think about who their creator is. Like imagine you made or you shaped a toy. Now that toy can only, or forget about toy. Let's say we're computer programmers. I'm a computer programmer. I wrote a program and I made the program to do something specific. Now can that programmer now just start to question me why I did this and why? No, because why? Because he is tasked to do certain things, and that program is very logical and do certain things based on the teaching that I told this program, the program what to do. So now, similarly, we're the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah programmed us in a specific way, and He put limits on our knowledge. He put limits around this creation for us. So how can you question the one who is limitless, the one who is the creator, who has created all of our brains and gave us this limited brain, subhanallah. But they use their brain and they try to think. إِنَّ الظَّنَّ لَا يُغْنِي مِنَ الْحَقِّ شَيْئًا. Indeed, no matter what you think, it's not going to be better than the truth that Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to give you. إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ بِمَا يَفْعَلُونَ. Indeed, Allah is well aware and knows everything that they do. وَمَا كَانَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنُ أَن يُفْتَرَى مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَلَكِنْ تَصْدِيقَ الَّذِي بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ وَتَفْصِيلَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ مِن رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. And indeed, this Quran was by no means وَمَا كَانَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنُ أَن يُفْتَرَى. This Quran was by no mean a fabrication. So the Surah Yunus, most of the surah, almost the entire surah, is explaining to the disbelievers that indeed that this Quran is a true revelation from Allah Azza wa Jal. So they're accusing the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he has created the Quran, he has fabricated it, he has copied it from other sources. So here Allah Azza wa Jal says, by no means this Quran was a fabrication. Min dunillah, without the commandments and the guidance and the revelation from Allah Azza wa Jal. But indeed, what this Quran is, وَلَكِنْ تَصْدِيقَ الَّذِي بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. But this Quran came to confirm the books that came before it, like the Torah and the Gospels and the true revelation that came before, the Torah and that was revealed to Prophet Musa alayhi salam without any modification, or the Gospel that was revealed to Prophet Jesus alayhi salam without any modification. وَلَنْ تَفْصِيلَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ مِنْ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. But indeed, it is the total explanation of the book. There is no doubt in it. There is no contradiction. From and where this commandment, where this Quran came from Allah Azza wa Jal, who is the Lord of the worlds. So Allah Azza wa Jal, the Lord of the worlds, is the one who revealed this Quran to come and to fix the wrongs that people have placed and fabricated in the books that Allah Azza wa Jal has revealed before. And then comes this Quran and Allah Azza wa Jal testify that la rayba fi. And then again we go back to the beginning of the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah Azza wa Jal says, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Alif Lam Mim, indeed this book, there is no doubt, there is no contradiction, there is nothing. Who's the protector of this book? Allah Azza wa Jal. And alhamdulillah, out of the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, we have a complete revelation in our hand, and this is the miracle of Islam. أَمْ يَقُولُونَ افْتَرَى. And then Allah Azza wa Jal says, with all this evidence that they see in this Quran, that the fact that this Quran is perfect, there is nothing wrong in it. It talks about the creation of everything. It talks about the most difficult subject on the face of the planet. Yet it challenges the word that there is no imperfection in it. And they say this is fabrication. And how can it be fabrication? And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself was illiterate. قُلْ فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِثْلِ. Then Allah Azza wa Jal here challenges the world. So look at this great challenge. And he repeats that. In Surah Al-Baqarah he said the same thing, and he's repeating it here in Surah Yunus. قُلْ فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِثْلِ. Then bring forth one surah like the Quran. If you're able to bring one surah like the Quran, you invalidate this Quran. وَادْعُوا مَنِ. But the condition is very important. So when you try to bring a surah and fabricate a surah like the Quran, وَادْعُوا مَنِ اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. And call upon whomever you want beside Allah if you are truthful. So bring forth one surah. One surah, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. I mean, a surah of 4 verses or 3 verses. إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ وَالْأَبْتَرَ. That's another surah. So bring forth one surah like the Quran. But if you are worshipping the stone, call the stone in it and see if you're going to be able to channel the Quran with that revelation. But then Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, بَلْ كَذَّبُوا بِمَا لَمْ يُحِيطُوا بِعِلْمِهِ. But indeed, they disbelieved with that thing that they have no knowledge of. They disbelieve in Allah Azza wa Jal, they have no knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jal. They disbelieve in the Quran itself, they have no knowledge of the Quran itself either. وَلَمَّا يَأْتِهِمْ تَأْوِيلُهُ. And what happened is, specifically here, this ayah is talking about the Quran or the ayat. So a verse will be revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They disbelieved in it. And they said, no, it's look at the surah saying this and this. And they're questioning it before the ta'wil, the explanation of that surah has been revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Allah Azza wa Jalla says, بَلْ كَذَّبُوا بِمَا لَمْ يُحِيطُوا بِعِلْمِهِ. They disbelieved with the knowledge that they don't know. وَلَمَّا يَأْتِهِمْ تَأْوِيلُهُ. Even though that the explanation of that verse has not come down from Allah Azza wa Jalla. كَذَلِكَ كَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. This is similar to those before them. They disbelieved their prophet in the same way. فَانْظُرْ كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الظَّالِمِينَ. Look how it was the reward or the end result for those wrongdoers who went against the commandments of Allah Azza wa Jal. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يُؤْمِنُ بِهِ وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ لَا يُؤْمِنُ بِهِ وَرَبُّكَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُفْسِدِينَ. And indeed, there are people who truly believe in it and people who don't believe in it, the Quran. And indeed, Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who has knowledge bil-mufsideen, with those mufsideen who create fasad, who create mischief on earth. Allah Azza wa Jal knows who are munafiqeen, who are truthful, who are hypocrite, and the mu'mineen who are truthful. وَإِن كَذَّبُوكَ فَقُلْ لِي عَمَلِي وَلَكُمْ عَمَلُكُمْ. But if they disbelieve in you, and again, all the speeches of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if they disbelieve, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it used to harm him that he's telling them and he's trying to go to his people, calling them and trying to ask them to believe in the revelation of Allah Azza wa Jal, but they disbelieve. So Allah Azza wa Jal is actually comforting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he's telling him, وَإِن كَذَّبُوكَ فَقُلْ لِي عَمَلِي وَلَكُمْ عَمَلُكُمْ. If they disbelieve in you, tell them, Allah will reward me for my work, and Allah will take you into account for your work. أَنْتُمْ بَرِئُونَ مِمَّا أَعْمَلُ. You have nothing to do with the thing that I do. Leave me alone. I'm not harming you. You will not be harmed for the work that I'm doing. وَأَنَا بَرِئٌ مِمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. And I have nothing to do with the things that you're doing. وَمِنْهُمْ مَن يَسْتَمِعُونَ إِلَيْكَ. And among them are people who want to listen to you, are actually sitting tentatively and trying to listen to you. أَفَأَنْتَ تُسْمِعُ الصُّمَّ وَلَوْ كَانُوا لَا يَعْقِلُونَ. Even though they're trying to listen to you, but they're not comprehending. So can you bring comprehension to those who are deaf? And even though they don't want to understand, so they're trying to listen. And why are they trying to listen? They're trying to listen to find something wrong. They're not listening with open mind. So subhanAllah, the Quran is very important when you approach the Quran, when you study the Quran, when you read the Quran, especially if you're non-Muslim. You have to approach it with an open mind. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal, and I'll give you a small story as well. Allah Azza wa Jal in Surah Al-Isra says, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. And indeed, we bring down, in terms of revelation in the Quran, in it what there is cure, shifa, and mercy and rahmah to the believers, وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. Does not increase the wrongdoers except loss. Why? My mother-in-law, my own mother-in-law, she never accepted Islam. I pushed her so many times, tried to explain to her. She loves to read. So I told her, read the Quran. Just read it. And inshallah, maybe this will give you, you at least you'll understand what we're talking about. She said yes. She promised me to read it. She read it. When I saw her, I said, what did you see? She said, I didn't see except hellfire, and I didn't see except Jahannam and fire and hellfire and punishment. Why? And then it clicked me, subhanAllah, what Allah Azza wa Jalla is teaching us in Surah Al-Isra here. When we as believers, we read the Quran, we see Jannah and we see Jahannam. What do we envision? We envision ourselves on the right side, in Jannah. We don't envision ourselves in Jahannam. But if you read it with a kufr mind, so the Quran is talking to you as a kafir, then you see, where is your abode? In hellfire. So you're seeing, oh, hellfire, punishment, punishment, punishment. Yeah, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. They are there. The Muslims are there, but I'm here. So then, subhanAllah. So therefore, when someone wants to truly understand and truly, want to inquire about the religion, about Islam, come and approach the Quran with an open mind. Listen, but also hear. Don't just listen without hearing. And subhanAllah. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَيْكَ. And similarly are those who are looking at you, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أَفَأَنْتَ تَهْدِي الْعُمْيَ وَإِنْ كَانُوا لَا يُبْصِرُونَ. Do you guide the blind even if they can't, even when they can't see? So subhanAllah, they're looking at you, but they're actually looking beyond you. They're not thinking through what you're telling them. They're looking and they're watching every little detail that you do, so they can hold you to account for something that you said or you did. Subhanallah. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ النَّاسَ شَيْئًا وَلَكِنَّ النَّاسَ أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. Indeed, Allah does not wrongdo the mankind, but people themselves wrongdo themselves. By what? By disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is telling them, come to the straight path. You come to me, I'm going to reward you in this life, and I'm going to give you abundance and reward in the hereafter. But they refuse. And then here Allah Azza wa Jal gives us also another instance here. He says, وَيَوْمَ يَحْشُرُهُمْ كَأَن لَّمْ يَلْبَثُوا إِلَّا سَاعَةً مِّنَ النَّهَارِ يَتَعَارَفُونَ بَيْنَهُم. And on the day of Qiyamah, when Allah Azza wa Jal gathered them all, and they're going to talk among each other as if they only stayed in their graves for 1 hour of the night. Subhanallah, when people die, when you die, and then after you have been went through the graves, and then answering Munkar and Nakir, and you go in the grave, then you sleep and you're awake, and it's the day of Qiyamah. Subhanallah. So everybody's day of Qiyamah is almost immediately after their death. Because we don't, you don't feel through the time just passed by. And then here Allah Azza wa Jalla says, when He gathers them all together, كَأَن لَمْ يَلْبَثُوا إِلَّا سَاعَةً مِّنَ النَّهَارِ يَتَعَارَفُونَ بَيْنَهُم. As if they were only 1 hour, and now they're going back to, oh yeah, I know you. قَدْ خَسِرَ الَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا بِلِقَاءِ اللَّهِ وَمَا كَانُوا مُهْتَدِينَ. Are at loss those who disbelieve in meeting Allah Azza wa Jal and they were not guided. And here I want to read some explanation here. ويوم يحشرهم كأن لم يلبثوا أي كأنهم لم يلبثوا في قبورهم إلا ساعة من النهار أي قدر ساعة يعني أنهم استقصروا طول مقامهم في القبور لهول ما يرون من البعث. So here Allah Azza wa Jalla, what the explanation of Al-Qurtubi here is saying that they, as if they stayed in their graves for 1 hour, for how scary the hour of resurrection on the day of the resurrection. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla even in the Quran says إن يوما عند ربك كألف سنة مما تعدون أو في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. The day or the which is يوم القيامة, the day of Qiyamah, could be as long as 1,000 years or 50,000 years of what we count here. So when you compare the time that you stayed in your grave in terms of in comparison to the time you're going to stay on the day of Qiyamah, is as if you stayed here for 1 hour and we're just meeting each other for 1 hour. And then also Prophet Nuh alayhi salam was asked, according to the teaching of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how was life for you? He know that he was with his people calling them toward Islam for 950 years. He says this life was like a room or a house that has 2 doors. You enter from one door and you exit from the other door. Life happened just like this. That's his like 1,000 year of lifetime living on this earth. And when you compare that to the time on the day of Qiyamah, it's like nothing. Subhanallah. So it is he who's successful, the one that on that day, on the day of Qiyamah, he's holding his book in his right hand and he is happy and light is shining out of him. And he doesn't want to be among those who are losers, who are holding the book of these behind their back because they don't want to see anybody, they don't want anybody to see what they have done, and they have no light that guides them, subhanallah. And then those who are guided will see Allah, and then we will be looking at Allah, and the time will pass so fast, they'll be in such happiness, subhanallah, whereas the kuffar are sitting there for almost 50,000 years or more, waiting for, and they seeing and hearing Jahannam roaring, and then they're being guided towards that eternal damnation. Subhanallah wa na'iyadu billah. قد خسر الذين كذبوا بلقاء ما كانوا مهتدين وإما نرينك بعض ما نعدهم أو نتوفينك فإلينا مرجعهم ثم الله شهيد على ما يفعلون. And if only we can show you some of the things that we have been promising them, or if we نتوفينك إلينا, and then or we take you, Prophet ﷺ, and we put you in a state of wafat and we raise you to us, فإلينا مرجعهم, know that at the end of the day they will all return to Allah Azza wa Jal. ثم الله شهيد على ما يفعلون, and know even after you die that Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who's going to bear witness on what they are doing. ولكل أمة رسول, and indeed to every nation we have sent a messenger. Every nation. فإذا جاء رسولهم قضي بينهم بالقسط وهم لا يظلمون. When their messengers come to them, there will be decisiveness between them and between the people based on the guidance that came to them, and nobody will be wrong done. So you think about it today. This nation today, we in the 20th century, 21st century, right? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came a long time ago. So where is our messenger? Our messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is till the end of time. His book, Allah Azza wa Jalla preserved it till the end of time. So there's no need to send more and more prophets because the book is perfect. On the other hand, that message is upon our shoulders. So we are the messengers of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to continue his message till the end of time. It is our duty to continue that message that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا, and this is how we have made you a middle nation. لِتَكُونُ شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ, so you bear witness and you testify unto mankind. وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولَ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا, and the messenger will testify and bear witness upon you. So we are the nation that will bear witness unto people because we're carrying the message of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَيَقُولُونَ مَتَى هَذَا الْوَعْدُ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ, and they will ask, When is that promise if you are truthful? When is that going to happen? And they're mocking the day of resurrection, one of the scariest day that everybody should fear. The day that we're all going to be standing naked with nothing in front of Allah Azza wa Jal and waiting our fate. قُلْ لَا أَمْلِكُ لِنَفْسِي ضَرًّا وَلَا نَفْعًا. So here Allah Azza wa Jal saying, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered them, and this is similar to the answer that he gave in Surah Al-A'raf. Say to them, I do not possess to my own self neither harm nor good. And in Surah Al-A'raf, Allah Azza wa Jal says, قل لا أملك لنفسي قل لو كنت أعلم الغيب لاستكثرت من الخير وما مسني السوء إن أنا إلا نذير مبين. If I knew the unseen, if I was able to bring goodness to myself or harm myself, if I'm able, then no harm will come to me because I know the future. Here Allah Azza wa Jalla, you can't even harm yourself. You can't even do good to yourself. It's all coming from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is guided. إلا ما شاء الله, except what Allah Azza wa Jalla has willed. لكل أمة أجل. To every nation, there is a time that's been appointed to them. إذا جاء أجلهم فلا يستأخرون ساعة ولا يستقدمون. When their time comes, they cannot hasten it 1 hour, or they cannot, So Allah Azza wa Jal has given them a warning. So this is a warning to the people of Prophet Muhammad at the time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Either obey, follow him, or there's a time it's going to come and Allah is going to decide. Just like the people of Ta'ad and Thamud, how Allah Azza wa Jal has destroyed them, Allah is warning the people of time Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that He can destroy them and they have their time that's coming to them. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَتَاكُمْ عَذَابُهُ بَيَاتًا أَوْ نَهَارًا مَاذَا يَسْتَعْجِلُ مِنْهُ الْمُجْرِمُونَ. Tell them, maybe the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal might come to you while you're sleeping at night or during the day while you're working. You never know when the punishment can come. ماذا يستعجل منه المجرمون. Why are they hastening the punishment? They asked the Prophet ﷺ, let Allah rain unto us stones. Let Allah, bring us the punishment. So Allah Azza wa Jal, if Allah is going to bring you the punishment, it's done. You're gone. So Allah Azza wa Jal says, why those criminals, those mujrimun are hastening this? And the mujrimun are those who refuse to prostrate down to Allah Azza wa Jal. أَثُمَّ إِذَا مَا وَقَعَ أَمَنْتُمْ بِهِ. Are you waiting for that time when the punishment happens to you, then you're going to believe? الآن, now, وَقَدْ كُنْتُمْ بِهِ تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. And before you were rushing it, and now you see it in your eyes, now you want to believe, it's too late. And then Allah Azza wa Jal, toward the end of the surah, is going to give us the example of who? The example of Fir'aun, where Allah Azza wa Jal drowned him, and as he's drowning, قال آمنت بالذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل وأنا من المسلمين. I believe with what the children of Israel believed, and I am a Muslim. So Allah Azza wa Jal answered him ask him the same question like he's asking here. He says, الآن, now you're asking. وقد كنت أنا وكنت من قبلي وكنت من المفسدين. And before you were among those who are مفسدين, who are doing فساد and rebellious. ثم قيل للذين ظلموا ذوقوا عذاب الخلد هل تجزون إلا ما كنتم تكسبون. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla will tell those who did wrongdoing on the face of this planet and refused to prostrate down to Allah Azza wa Jalla, taste the punishment of eternity. هل تجزون إلا ما كنتم بما كنتم تكسبون. Indeed, are you not going to be rewarded except the things that you used to do? So you're getting what you deserve. Subhanallah. وَيَسْتَنْبِئُونَكَ حَقٌّ هُ. And they're going to ask you, is this really truth? And they're like, are you mocking us? Are you joking with us? وَيَسْتَنْبِئُونَكَ حَقٌّ هُ قُلْ إِي وَرَبِّي. Tell them, yes, indeed, by my Lord. إِنَّهُ لَحَقٌّ. It is the truth. وَمَا أَنْتُمْ بِمُعْجِزِينَ. And when this comes to you, you have no power. You cannot overcome it. You cannot save yourself from the punishment and the wrath of Allah Azza wa Jal. So we will stop here, inshallah. We'll continue next week, inshallah. We stop in now at ayah 53 from Surah Younus. Astaghfirullah li wa lakum. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Jazakumullahu khairan.